Okay, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I did want to do a quick review, or at least a quick talk, about it after I finish the game, but that's obviously not going to happen for a while. So here's a quick review so far. Game gets a solid 8 out of 10 for me. This is a great game. It's a lot of fun. And given the fact that you only have to own Far Cry 3 to play it, is a solid sell. And I had mentioned it briefly while I was playing it, only briefly, but I want to talk a little bit more about it. So overall, the game is great. I've actually already seen full playthroughs of it, either via Video Games Awesome Live or via the happy hours on Spill. So I just want to talk a little bit more about it. And some of the things that kind of bothered me. Early on when I was first playing through, I was playing through the beginning of the game, and I was just wanted to take a quick look, just to get some initial impressions, and and I was certainly enjoying it. I was enjoying a lot of the dialogue and a lot of the jokes, and certainly some of the action. And I go to save the game, and this was, before, everything else really gets going. And I discovered a problem. If you don't basically finish the kind of beginning tutorial of the game, if you don't finish that, and then you decide to save or turn off your game, you have to do all of that all over again. So, yeah, that was a little bit annoying. But I got over it. Another little problem I'll point out is, and I'm pretty sure this is a common problem in video games initially, is that every time you go to interact with any kind of an object, be it one of the weapons, vending machines, or when you go to pilfer a body, sometimes it's as if you need to stand in a specific position in order to actually activate the prompt, so that you pilfer and then you can move on. So, yeah, that can be a little bit of a problem and a little annoying from time to time, but that's a pretty common trope, though, in gaming. So, other than that, I'm heavily enjoying the game. Despite my little nitpicks, like the fact that I don't necessarily like the fact that every time you level up, it just gives you all your new special skills automatically. I would have liked to have had control over that, but I can understand because it's a short game. And to be perfectly honest, I want a sequel of this game. And who knows, maybe if it becomes popular enough, it will. This game did certainly get me interested to want to actually take a look at Far Cry 3, because I've never actually played the Far Cry series. But, I saw this on Xbox Live, and I knew it was DLC because it listed itself as, being related to, Far Cry 3 DLC. It's like, oh, cool. It doesn't really look like Far Cry 3, but okay, I mean, it looks cool. And then I see the happy hour for it, and I instantly recognize every single reference. And of course, the heavy ambient Terminator synthesizer style music for every level was especially just really took me back. Really took me back to a form of nostalgia. And, yeah. So, and so far this game is getting rave reviews across the board. Everybody loves this game. I've only seen one person who hated on it, but their argument was pretty much moot by what they decided to say. It's so goddamn stupid, too. There's nothing better than having your argument be that the reason that you hate this game is by calling everybody who's playing it and loving it bandwagon faggots. Yeah, that's very mature. Really gets your point across, too. Jackass. People. But that's the internet. Anyway. And I was thinking quite a bit, and I'm pretty sure this isn't ever going to happen. I'm pretty sure this is just going to be, just a one-time thing. And maybe that is a good thing, because after all, it is a spoof, it is a parody. It's a parody against, video games, tropes and the cliches and such, and movies of that generation. But there's a lot more they could do, too. I mean, if they did do a sequel, I'd want them to do a parody on Metal Gear. That would be great. Like have a combination of Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2, and just make fun of the overly convoluted and overly ridiculous storyline, with all the different twists and such, so much to a point where, you have your lead you have your lead protagonist and your lead antagonist, and they're, arguing about, their views on the world, which is, kind of what, the Metal Gear series does. It presents, these political views, but from these different sides. But because of their motivations, they get, and also because of all the weird shit that keeps on happening in the plot, they get horribly confused. And so much so to a point where I would want it to come to where they're slowly trying to figure it out, and Rex is like, so you're my father, but I'm a clone of you, and I have a brother that's also a clone, but I'm sorry, I'm confused. I would like to see that. And of course you have to have the psychic fight, but I'd like to see a joke in there where the psychic reads your mind and is just utterly disturbed, and he's disturbed because of the fact of just how fucked up you are in the head. They're just like, oh my god, what is wrong with you? Just seeing all the perverse and disgusting things that you think about on a daily basis, as a gamer, basically. I think that would be great. That would be a lot of fun. And you could fight a giant robotic tank. That would be all kinds of cool. And if they could get other guys from the 80s, if you could get Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, to do voices for these, you could have Arnold as the villain. Why not? Granted, they already did, this isn't really a spoiler, because it's part of the game trope, it's part of the game cliche, that they already had the lead villain actually do the whole, I'm your father line. So technically they already did that, but at the same time you go, fuck it. It's not like anybody is actually going to take this shit seriously. And that could also be kind of the joke for the sequel, that they kind of act like they're trying to take the story seriously, but because of all the ridiculous shit that's going on, it's hard to. That would be great. And I'd like to see a leveling up system that you can control and interact with, more customization with weapons. Hell, you could have new weapons, more weapon customization, all sorts of stuff, because the weapons in Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon were awesome. They were a lot of fun. The Robocop gun, the Phasatron, what was the name of the sniper rifle? It was basically Cobra and Decepticon, combined. It was the Cobra Con, I think. And the chain gun, the flamethrower, and the bow and arrow was awesome. Yeah, I really, really would love this series, this game to kind of start its own series. And not a constant series, maybe a series that would be a sequel they could do every couple of years or something, just to help keep it fresh. Because then that way, you don't get sick of it too quickly. That's always kind of the problem with sequels. something else I want to talk about, but I can't remember what. So I'm too overshrouded with my fanboyism for this freaking game because it's awesome. But yeah, this game was a lot of fun and really addictive. Michael Biehn gives a great performance. Hell, everybody gives a great performance. And after the events of Aliens, Colonial Marines, and just for the record, I never played that game. In fact, even when I heard about it, I really didn't think that much of it. I kind of thought it's probably going to suck. And surprise, surprise, it did. And from all the clips I've seen, and also from a lot of the complaints I've heard, Michael Biehn's performance in Colonial Marines, it really sounded like he just did not give a shit. Whereas in Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, he was clearly in on the joke and just having a lot of fun. And that's great. So, yeah, so obviously this game gets a heavy recommendation. I hope that this game becomes popular enough where it'll also see a physical release. Because I know right now it's only a digital download on Xbox Live. I do wonder if it's also... I think it's available on PlayStation 3 as well. I don't know if it's on PC, though. It probably is. Who knows? But I would like to see it go on physical because I don't know how many people there are that don't have internet in this day and age. But I do know that because I have a friend of mine, one friend. Yeah, that's right. I have only one friend. Who lives out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere and has no internet. So, sadly, he cannot enjoy the Xbox Live system. But hopefully this game will see a physical release. So, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is a hell of a fun game. Right now, I'm actually going off and I'm liberating all the different garrisons and trying to unlock all the different side missions and stuff. I'm just exploring everything, pretty much, and collecting everything. I'm just having fun. I'll probably finish up the game here maybe in a few days. From what I understand, the game in total, if you just go through the storyline and don't do any of the side missions, the game's about 4 hours long. And I think that's decent. And for $15, yeah, I'll take it. And a game that's fun and entertaining and is just glorious montage after glorious montage of just 80s cheesiness and all of its awesomeness, then hell yeah, check it out. It's a great game. There's a demo, it's $15, you don't need Far Cry 3 to play it. So, hell yeah. Rock on.